So this is a quick video on how to make an editable map for when you want to go collect data in the field using survey equipment. So we start out in ARCGIS. I'm doing all this in Pro. It shouldn't be too different if you're using ArcMap. I'm just going to open regular map and show it. I'll call it survey example. So you open it up, and you want to make sure you have your catalog pane open. And then under database, I'm going to go to the database for this map, and then right click, create new feature class. So this is going to be, like the class of points you're actually editing. Call it something. In this case, I want to make them points. Next. This is something we'll take care of later. If you want to add a new field called point name as a text, just as something you can type in when you're collecting, that's a good idea. And then this is important. You'll want to set your feature class to the spatial preferences that you want. So typically, I think I would want to do UTM works well. This could depend on what you need. I think we're zone 17. And for Z's, I typically would want to use NAVD88, and I would just choose the height in meters. This should be fine, just the tolerance. Again, this is fine. And you can create your feature class. Let it do that. So the layer is now created. And now we just need to add on the fields that you want to be filled in when you collect a point. There's a command for this called metadata fields. So this add GPS metadata fields is Esri's tool built in for this. And you'll pick the layer that we just made, survey points, press run. So now if we go to the attribute table, there should be a bunch of fields. Yes, that will be filled in automatically from the surveying device. And so this is all taken care of. This is the one we added manually. You can type in yourself. So now we just need to upload this feature class into ArcGIS Online and make it shareable and editable for when you're in the field. So if you right click and you press sharing and share as a web layer, there's also a command you can search for called share as a web layer. So again, when on your online profile will come up as this. Here. And you can choose who you share with. In this case, I'll just pick everyone. And this is important under configuration. You click the edit button, the pencil, you can approve for public data collection. If you don't do this, you won't be able to edit it or add points to it, even though it'll show up online. So I usually just check these. Now you press analyze. There should be one error. This usually comes up. You can just right click it, press change the setting, and then uncheck this box. And then should be good to go from there. So no errors, press publish. Just takes a little bit of time to upload. Usually not this long. Okay. So now it's uploaded. You can go to your ArcGIS Online homepage, you sign in with your UGA account. So I refresh, and there is our editable feature layer survey points that I made. So if we click on it, you can see it's approved for public data collection. If it doesn't say that, then it's okay. You don't need to redo everything. You can go to settings, and you can enable editing from here as well. And these are also good to turn on to keep track of changes. So now that this is online, you can open it in a map viewer to create the map from here. So nothing's showing, obviously, because we don't have any points yet. But now that this is in a map, this is what you can actually pull up the field maps if you save it. So if we press save as and call it survey map and save map, this map will now show up in your field maps app, as long as you're signed into your UGA account. And it'll also show up on ArcGIS Online survey map. Here it is. And within that survey map is the survey points layer. So as you edit this, it'll edit within this. So now if you go on field maps, I'm signed in on my laptop. You could also do this from your phone, which is where you'll collect, or the iPad, which is where you'll collect the data. So I refresh, and there's the survey map. And the layer survey points is there. And you'll be able to add points from the iPad. There should be a little plus button in the bottom right-hand corner that you can add a point. So once you have your points added to a map, you can kind of see what this will look like for an existing map that I have. Yeah, so this is a layer called sensors, which is pre-existing, in which I added points from my phone. And then I just open in the map viewer. You can see the points here. Say you click on one, you can see the data that is taken. And the only thing else that you have to do now, you can notice that the altitude is in this coordinate system. This is actually height above ellipsoid in meters, which is what GIS will automatically do with the surveying tools command. Unfortunately, you can't get it to display NAVD88 unless you take one more step. So now what you have to do is export your layer. So let's say this is your survey layer, mine's just called sensors. If you press export data, export to shapefile, and if you export that, if you export it to a shapefile and then download that shapefile, I already have one that I can pull up. Let's remove this. So if I add my shapefile that I downloaded, there are my points. and they'll still show up in height above ellipsoid right there. But all you need to do to get it in NAVD88 or your datum that you want is press add Z information, which is a command. Put in your layer, check that. Let's run. And now look at the attribute table. It's bigger. Now the Z's in NAVD88 are all filled in for each data point over here. You can re-upload this online. It's just a little annoying. It has to be an extra step, but now you have them in the datum that you wanted.